What is going on, guys? DBG here. Today we are going to be going over the best centers in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. The center position is one of those ones where it's not very stacked at all. Like, you would think some years the center position is absolutely stacked, but it is the most top-heavy set we have ever seen. And I think we should probably add an extra row to this, and I want to see if I can add an extra... if I can add something extra to this. I want to add a row below and call this S tier and call this the Yao tier, because there is one man that belongs in a tier of his own, and I thought I forgot to put him. He's down as Ming. We've got the Yao tier. And the gap between Yao and the next best center in the game is incredibly large. So, at center, B tier for Amari Stoudemire, just too small. Good player, though. Don't get me wrong, like, really good player. Like, if you're asking me to, like, hype up, if you're asking me to, like, hype up, Amari at center, I'll hype him up power forward, but, like, in the land of Yao, in a world of Yao, it's tough, man. It's tough to hype up anyone in Yao's world. Bobby Portis is a better center than Amari Stoudemire. There's just something about Bobby Portis that he is a nice power forward. He's a nice center. I prefer him as center than power forward. Release is okay. Size pretty good. And yeah, not bad, any means. Let's go B tier for Channing Frye. I love his release. I know most people hate his release, so I'm not going to overly hype him, but I mean, the release is what it is. Let's go A for Chet Holmgren. Chet, really good. Big, tall, can kind of zag, can handle the ball. So he might be a decent counter to Yao. You can run the ball. You can run point guard with him. And we got Kamen, who's going to go A. Big body, can kind of shoot, solid. I'm going to move Bobby Portis down. As much as I do like him at center, I'm going to move him down, because we got Christian Wood, who's higher. Christian Wood's very similar to Bobby Portis. Big player build. The best stretch 5 in the game as far as popping goes. And now we got to just fill out our worthless tier. We got to fill out our worthless tier before we do anything else. And the first player in our worthless tier is going to be Rudy Gobert. Actually, I'm joking now. Rudy Gobert's like B tier. I'm going to put Marcin Gortat in worthless. I just don't like him. I just don't feel like he's useful. Non-shooting Dwight in worthless tier. And by the way, I'm somebody that really struggles with non-shooters. Mitchell Robinson, non-shooter and slow. No, he really sucks. Who else? Oh, you. 6'8", 6'8" wingspan. Yeah. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, you are not playing center in this game, unfortunately. This game is just not built for you. And then, who else is going to have to be at this bottom tier? At center. Oh, it's tough. I don't think any of the others belong in worthless. And I got to put 5 in here. Who's the worst player left? I'm just going to go 4 in worthless. David Robinson, A. One of the better centers in the game. David Robinson honestly might go S. So you know what, screw it. This David Robinson's S. He's definitely S. This D-Rob is really good, though. I'm going to top 4 or 5 centers in the game. Like, just fantastic. Great popper, great shooter. Really good. I'm going to put Dirk Nowitzki in S. 7'1", big enough player build. Really good shooter, great popper, and solid on the inside. Domantas Sabonis is going to go... He might be next worst. He's going to have to go D tier. I have to move all these guys. I'm going to move a lot of these guys down a tier. At center, I'm going to move these guys down. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go C tier here for not Bobby Portis, Evan Mobley. If Evan Mobley had a better release, he'd be really good. Like, if he had a release that was even, like, competent, I would have him as one of my, like, better cards. better centers in the game. And he would definitely, if he was a better shooter, he'd be an unbelievable power forward. Like later on in the year, Evan Mobley, just because of his block animation, is going to get a ridiculous card. Mike in at center is probably B tier. Better at center than power forward. Hakeem, at this stage in the game, is probably a B or a C tier. Probably a C tier player, if I'm being honest. Maybe B tier. Jaren Jackson Jr., A. Again, a guy that can definitely get away with playing center more than people would like to think. JaVale McGee's really good. JaVale McGee can shoot the lights out. He's basically like Gobert, but he can shoot the lights out. Ye Aylin! Ye Aylin! Ye Aylin, lads! Ishan Leon is going to go into A, S. Still a really good center. Embiid, I hate Embiid's release. Big player build though. He is a bully on the inside. Jonas Valanciunas, C tier. Not that tall, not the greatest shooter. He could honestly go in. He could honestly slide into D tier right there. I've used Jonas Valanciunas in a few times, and I've tried to like him. He sucks. He is literally there just because I think his price is going to go way up when the lock-ins come in 4 weeks. Then we have got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's still like that's third tier of centers and he's still a second tier of centers after he's still really good. I'm gonna put Cat in that tier as well. I think Cat's pretty good. KGS, one of the top 5 centers if you're not counting I'm gonna put Kristaps in A as well. I really like Kristaps though. I cannot stress this enough. I really like Kristaps. Like I bought Kristaps for like 5 or 6k. I still play with him. Like Kristaps is one of the better players. Like still one of my better players. Like I still run him as my backup to Michael Olowokandi. But Kristaps is still I'm not gonna say he's the best player in the world because he's not, but he's not a bad player. By no means is Kristaps a bad player at all. And we got Marc Gasol, who I'm gonna put in. Look, Mark has to go into this tier as well. There's so many players in this tier. I'm gonna move Kaman down. Christian Wood down, he's just too small. I'm going to move Cat down. I'm going to move Chet down because I don't think Chet's great at center. Yeah, Chet's too weak to play at center. You know, there are good players that use Chet at center. Oh. No, I'm going to have to put Chet. I'm going to have to put Chet in A. That's what I'm going for. That is what I've got so far. Then we've got Olowokandi. We put Olowokandi in this tier, as well as Moses Malone. Moses Malone is just a little bit small to play center. Moses Malone is so good. He's so good. Like, this guy is one of the best power forwards in the game. He is incredible. He is absolutely incredible. Miles Turner is going to go into this tier right here. B tier. There really are no real low tier players, are there? There really are no real low tier players. Like, you are probably going to have to go here. I'm going to get 2 players in D tier. You know what? Screw it. And we do have an extra tier because of Yao, which doesn't help things. Shaq, B, probably the best inside in the game. Thurmond. I think Thurman's probably a B tier. He's a B tier center. Thurman's not much of a shooter. He's still athletic though. He's just not as good as a Kareem. I'm going to go Jokic as this final spot in this tier. So he's going to go there. Vus is not great. I actually literally heard somebody yesterday argue that Vucevic was better than Nikola Jokic. It's actually funny seeing people on Twitter. Like, there are not many people. There are really not many people on Twitter that have brains. But yeah, that's just an unfortunate thing. But Twitter should never be free. Twitter should never be free. That's just entertainment. Pau Gasol is a center, like C tier. Duncan is a center at this stage, B tier. And Walker Kessler, B tier. I've tried to use Walker Kessler. I've tried to like Walker Kessler. I'm going to put Wong in that tier as well. And I've tried to like Walker Kessler. I really, really don't like the guy. But now we've got 1 player left. So, let me just explain. I am very, very torn on where to put this player. So, let me try and make a Pokemon reference. There are some bad Pokemon, but basically, Pokemon, they have tiers. So depending on how good the Pokemon is, they get put into certain tiers. So like a Mewtwo or like a Rayquaza is always going to be put in a tier called Ubers, which are like the best Pokemon in the game. So it's like a tier where like anything goes. But then there are some Pokemon that are terrible against worse players, but they just end up finding some weird niches in Ubers because they can counter the best of the best. And that's what this card is. Because I think you can simultaneously argue that this guy's C tier and in Yao tier. I think he is the best counter to Yao in this game. This is the most unstoppable player in the game, including this guy is the only player that gets the better of Yao. Yao can't stop this guy. Nobody can stop Yao, but Yao cannot stop Taco, who is going into Yao tier. I'm sorry, he's going into Yao tier. I keep a Taco on the end of my bench, and every time I face Yao Ming, I put on Taco, and Taco gives him the business. Taco bullies Yao. Taco at rebounds Yao. Yes, Yao outruns Taco. But Taco runs way faster than he should. Taco is as dominant as Yao on the inside. The big difference is Yao can shoot the 3-ball. Yao is the better player, but Yao will dominate every other player in the game. Taco will dominate every other player, but Taco's so slow that D-Rob, Dirk, Yi Yalen, Kevin Garnett, Jokic, and even some of the guys in A tier are just way too fast for him. They're just way too fast for him. And they also, Taco can't really score on the outside, he can only score on the inside. So like all of these guys in the lower tier can abuse Taco because he's just too slow. And Yao Ming's not quite fast enough to absolutely exploit Taco for his speed. But also Taco bullies Yao Ming. Taco bullies Yao. Yao bullies everybody else. Taco gets outran by everybody else. So basically, Taco Fall is probably, if you are matching up to anybody that is not Yao Ming, Taco Fall is probably a B tier center. But Taco bullies Yao Ming. Every time I use Taco against Yao Ming kills him. Every time I've used Yao Ming and it's Taco bullies him. Taco's got to go into Yao tier. It's the weirdest thing ever. Taco, depending on who you are, Taco is either a B tier or an S tier player. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Taco is one of these tiers. So anyway, that is the video. These are the tiers. And the fact that Taco has gone into the tier titled Yao is kind of crazy. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.